students routinely turn in flawless, perfectly formatted essays. Yet in person, they struggle to articulate a single clear idea. Generative models instantly output polished text, bypassing traditional assignments. The result is a high grade masking a total lack of comprehension. It's tempting to assume students can naturally navigate this because they grew up with technology. However, operating an app is different from evaluating an output. Many students lack the domain knowledge required to spot factual inaccuracies, logical bias, or weak reasoning in what the AI generates. Trying to block these tools outright fails because the technology is universally accessible. The solution requires shifting how we evaluate understanding entirely, moving focus away from the final product and toward the steps taken to get there. This graph tracks cognitive friction over time during a learning task. Developing human expertise requires the apprenticeship struggle, the mental effort of organizing thoughts, making mistakes, and solving problems. When a student uses a generic AI prompt like, "Write this for me," that necessary friction drops to zero. To restore that effort, we structure prompts with 3 specific elements: assigning a role, defining a task, and setting strict constraints. The first method is role-based prompting. This diagram illustrates a standard transaction where a user simply asks for an output. When you instruct the AI to act as a Socratic tutor, it shifts the dynamic to an active interrogator. Instead of asking for an essay, you tell it to ask guiding questions one at a time. The model responds with individual queries. Because the student has to answer each question sequentially, they are forced to do the heavy lifting of mapping out their arguments and organizing their logic long before any formal writing begins. The second method is reflective prompting. Look at this balance scale showing how an argument holds up under scrutiny. When a student places their thesis on one side, the AI generates counterarguments to test its structural integrity. Instructing the AI to play devil's advocate and identify logical gaps forces a rigorous critique of the student's work. Let's put this into practice. Pause the video right here. Look at a generic feedback prompt you currently use and rewrite it using this logic to force the AI into a critique role. The third method is constraint-based prompting. This schematic illustrates an AI generating text until it hits a hard boundary. By establishing strict negative limits, we prevent it from doing the work. Instead of saying, "Fix my grammar," a constraint-based prompt says, "Point out errors but do not rewrite the sentences." The tool provides feedback, the student applies it. We replace the vulnerable final essay with checkpoints that make thinking visible: an AI brainstorming log, an annotated draft, and an oral defense. Through these stages, the responsibility for evaluating accuracy remains with the learner, who must actively decide which feedback to accept. To implement this, evaluate your prompts against a simple checklist. Define a clear role, provide the exact context of the task, and establish strict negative constraints. When we remove the expectation that AI should generate final products, we stop weakening learners. Properly prompted, it serves as a reliable thinking partner that challenges us to analyze deeper and refine our own judgment.